I think the folks over at the OAN, or the Open Application Network, are either time travelers, or at a minimum they can see the future, maybe through like a crystal ball or something. I don't know. Something's going on over there, so let's get into it. Let's see, what are we going to do? We are going to, let me turn my camera off. That's silly for me to have that on down there. All right. You all know that I am like a longtime supporter of Aion and the Open Application Network and all that stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about what has been going on with Aion and the OAN, and then we're going to get to mining it here in a few minutes. So just stick around for that. Aion's always been on my top 10 list, but they've gone through a couple of restructuring events in their somewhat short lifespan that have sent even some diehard supporters on a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Not necessarily a bad thing, it's just a fact. They've had to pivot and they've had to adjust and go with the flow and make their own trails and rivers and stuff. What's up? What's up, Serpent? Thanks for the donation, man. I appreciate that a whole lot. So the OAN, let's talk a little bit about the project real quick before we get to the mining part of it. First, they went from being Aion and the Aion Foundation, and this is where Yashnik is going to kill me here on the terminology here. But they went from that to being the Open Application Network, with Aion still being the digital asset of the ecosystem that provides the services and security. And this change had them going from a blockchain interoperability project like they used to be in the beginning. Had a lot of competitors in the market that kind of diluted everything, and they were like, okay, look, we're all kind of solving the same problem here. Let's pivot and do something else. So they went from the blockchain interoperability project to a gig economy solutions focus. The OAN itself is the open source public blockchain infrastructure that's looking to solve platform problems they've identified through open apps. Then soon after that, they implemented, that was after they pivoted to the OAN. Then they also, soon after that, they implemented Unity, which is where they went from 100% proof of work to 50% proof of work, 50% proof of stake hybrid, proof of system there back in November of 2019. And that's where we are now as far as what Aion is all about. Now this gets a little bit not confusing, but you got two different things here. You got Aion, which we're concerned with because that's the digital asset that underlies all of the OAN's ecosystem, right? All of the ecosystem surrounding that project or that foundation. I know Yashnik's going to beat me up, but you get what I'm saying. It's kind of two different things. You've got the apps that are sitting on top of it, but then Aion is that digital layer or that digital currency, that digital asset that makes it all work underneath. So that's what we're worried about as miners, for the most part. But it is important to kind of know a little bit about what's going on with the project so that you know what you're throwing your hash power at and all that cool stuff. So that's why I like to talk a little bit about the project itself so that people are kind of aware, because it's real easy to like gloss over that part, but it is an important aspect of the overall thing. So I kind of wanted to get into that a little bit, and that's what we're kind of into here. So the OAN's new motto is fixing the unintended consequences of the gig economy. And this is just a blog post here about that. And what does that really mean? Well, there's a disconnect between services like Uber and Lyft and DoorDash and their actual workers, their gig workers. There's all this value created by these gig markets, but that value provided by the workers themselves, along with their history, whether it's, hopefully it's a good history, but it could be bad. But all of that work that they've done for those gig economies, or for those basically large corporations, huge stakeholders, all that work that they've done isn't seen as a real value, and it isn't even transferable from one gig to another. If someone leaves Uber and goes to Lyft, they're basically a new employee, not even an employee in most cases, right? It's like that whole situation with the gig economy, which is something that the OAN is working on. The companies that provide these services have scaled up so much that the workers themselves are left to fend for themselves with no benefits you would normally get with like normal employment, right? You get no insurance, no health benefits, all that kind of stuff. So it's an issue, right? You've got these huge companies that rely on these workers, and then the workers are kind of left, in the dark. Not in the dark, but they're just left behind by the company. The company's growing, but the workers are here to basically fend for themselves. And in today's world, that's really difficult. So one of the things that the OAN is working on to fix this, or to help fix this, is moves. And the moves is basically a project that the OAN is working on, and it brings financial services to the millions of gig economy workers that traditional institutions overlook. In means of, they're basically trying to create a new, they are creating a new financial reputation system on the OAN. So it's an open app and powered by Aion underneath, right? That digital asset that provides services and security to the network. We constantly hear about DeFi and its potential to disrupt traditional finance and unlock a new design space for money. Well, Moves is like a cog in the DeFi wheel. All this is powered by Aion, the underlying digital asset, and tonight that's what we are going to look at mining. We are going to be using HiveOS and an NVIDIA 6 GPU rig to mine Aion, and that's what we'll do. So I basically just got done. I reflashed a new USB with HiveOS, and this the video kind of assumes that you already have a HiveOS account and you're already able to log in and get to the dashboard like this. This is my little throwaway farm here, YouTube farm, so I can show you all the actual steps, right? So all I've done so far is downloaded the image, and if you needed to do that, you would just go out to HiveOS.farm. Let's see here. HiveOS.farm. Mine will auto log on if I don't go this route. So let me see if this will get me there. Okay. So this is HiveOS.farm, and then you just go to install, and then all I did was grab the zip file right here because this is a GPU rig. And then you download that to a folder. In this case, it was my downloads folder. Actually, let me go and get it and put it in there so it looks right, because I used it from a different place here. Hang on just a second. I have it downloaded to my actual hard drive and not just in a temporary location like this. So I downloaded it to there, and this is the downloads folder. And then you use Balena Etcher, this program, and all of this is on their website over here. So if you go down here, scroll down a little bit, right, you go down here to where it says write GPU rigs disk image. So you'd use this information here to actually write the image to a USB, which I've already done. You can see right here, one successful. But now we need to get the files onto the USB that will allow it to show up in our console here, our dashboard for HiveOS. So we need to add a worker, so we're going to do that. We'll name it rig password. I'll just throw minor in here. Not going to worry about any tags or description or anything like that. And it is a GPU worker. So we're going to add that. Then we're going to get to this screen here. Basically, you could document all this, or you could just download the rig.conf file for this worker. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to save it directly to the USB drive. And the only one that you'll be able to see is Hive. It'll say Hive. The other ones are not readable because this is the OS itself. So I'm going to save it right there. And now I should be able to eject that USB drive from this computer and boot the rig to it. So let's do that. All right, I'm going to go back over here to here. All right, so you can see that the rig is created there. It's going to get some default info here. If I boot it up, I think it'll continue to say missed flight sheet if I'm not mistaken. So let me do this real quick. I'm gonna walk over there to the vault and plug in the USB drive, and then I'll come back, and whenever I come back I will check the chat, see what you guys are up to. Hang on just a second. Move the camera a little bit because I didn't want to flash y'all. I moved the camera because I didn't want to flash y'all. So, all right, let's see what we got going on over here in the chat while this rig is booting up. Yeah, we got the poker tournament coming up. That's good. That's this Friday, Saturday. That's awesome. We might be able to talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, Rufus does same job. There's several of them in there that you can use. I've just always used Belina Etcher. And I think I don't think mine is installed. I think it's just the portable, or they used to have a portable version and now it's not. I think that's true. I don't remember. It's been a while since I grabbed it. All right, so the rig is visible in HiveOS now. You can see that it's showing the 6 GPUs, no flight sheet, nothing going on here. So it is visible. So if we go into the rig, it's going to need to be updated. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think that it can be done pretty quick right now. So I'm going to go ahead and do the upgrade while we go through the rest of the stuff. It'll reboot and everything should be fine. All right, so the very next thing that you basically have to do is you need a mining address. So you need an address that you're going to be mining to. In this case, I'm going to use the Aion wallet. And this is their desktop wallet that you get off of Aion.network, I believe still. Let's go see. See if that's right. I think it's Aion. Yeah, it's aion.voan.com. And then I think you go to, I have a tough time here finding the wallets here. Don't yell at me just yet. Don't yell at me just yet. I think you have to go to docs. Yeah, docs and then wallets. Here's all the different wallets, online, offline. So I'm using the Aion desktop wallet, this one right here. So I'm gonna grab this address right here. You see I've got it labeled as mining. So this is the one I'm gonna use. So we need to come over here to, I just copied that address, that's all I did. So we need to come over here to HiveOS and actually create a flight sheet and a wallet. So right now there's nothing over here. It doesn't know how to mine at all. You see it's missing the flight sheet and everything. So if we go to wallets, we're going to do a add a wallet. Coin ticker is Aion. Address is like this. All I did was paste it in there. I'm going to identify it as YouTube just so that I know that I can kind of throw it away at some point. I should know that because, you know, the farm name is YouTube. And then we're going to go create. So now we have this wallet with the correct address in there. That's good. Now we need a flight sheet. Now in order to do a flight sheet, we also need a pool. And if you go to miningpoolstats.stream and you search for Aion, then right now at the moment, and maybe Yashnik can kind of explain this, but if you notice what's going on with hash rate, this is crazy because it is going up and down pretty drastically, at least on F2 pool. On aionpool.tech, it's not so bad. It follows a little bit, but not exactly. This is nuts right here. It just looks crazy to me. Even though they have a little less of the hash power, there's a couple reasons I would choose aionpool.tech from my location over F2 pool or any other one, to be honest. And that is because of ping times. Okay, so if we want to check this, because this is something you kind of have to consider also, not just whether or not you're spreading the hash rate out, but also are you going to be submitting good shares, right? Shares that are going to be accepted. And your ping time plays into that. So you really want to have a decent connection to the pool that you're mining to. So it's something to just consider and take into consideration whenever you are setting up your mining operation. So let's take a look at this real quick. If we go to aionpool.tech, looks like this. Super cool website that matches the Aion, basically their color scheme. So, and every good pool is going to have, you know, like a connect or a how to or get started or something like that over here that can help you with the information that you need to get started. They also have a link over here. This is really cool because they also have the link to the wallet, so you don't even have to go to that part of the website, you know, from the actual project's website. You can just come here to get a wallet. So that's kind of nice. I like that. They got stats. They got all kinds of stuff over here. We're going to look at this once we get up in mining though. So anyway, you would click on connect. And I think that what they want you to do, I want to say that this little guy down here actually told me a few minutes ago, whenever I first came in here, that we should use, there it goes. We should use cluster.aionpool.tech and port 3333. Now, what I was talking about with the actual ping time. So let's look at this. I'm going to go to a command prompt, just super quick here, and I'm going to ping. Let's see how this works out here. So I'm going to ping that. Actually, hang on. Let's do -T so that we can get about 10 or 15 pings in here so that we can get a pretty good average, because we're looking at the average. And again, this is important to submit shares that are accepted. If your ping time is really long and you don't have a good connection to the pool, then you're going to get some rejected shares. All right, so let's do this. So the average was 82 for here. Now let's go to the other one, which is F2 pool. If we click on that one, we can get to, hopefully, if I remember how to do this, I think you have to go to labs, somewhere down here. I think it's the last one, yep. So we're gonna grab this address right here. We're gonna ping that and do a little quick comparison here. So we got 82 average on aionpool.tech. Probably good here. So our average over here is 385 milliseconds, which is awful, right? That is not good. You want to, I mean, I don't know what the actual, like, hey, you really need to be under number is, but I've heard, you know, basically 100. You know, if you have something over 100, you're probably going to be getting some rejected shares. So 385 is pretty bad. So in this instance, after doing that little bit of research, that little bit of extra research, I would still go, in my opinion, I would still go with aionpool.tech where I'm located. Now, you know, hey, if you're in Germany or something like that, I don't know, I think they have something over in that area in Europe, but you know, your ping times might be a lot different. So anyway, so that's just one thing to take into consideration as well. So we're going to use aionpool.tech, and I think that it's in HiveOS, so we don't have to worry about actually adding it or anything like that. So we're going to go back. Now we need to add a flight sheet. Let's go check on our worker. Still up and running online, just in that, hey, I don't have a flight sheet. I don't have any configuration status, right? So let's go back to flight sheets. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's go with Aion, and then the wallet that we created with our mining address in there. And then we're going to go Aion pool. It doesn't say aionpool.tech, but we all know what it is. So cluster.aionpool.tech, and then 3333 is the port. Remember, that's what we just saw on their pool as well. So we're going to grab that. Then we could maybe throw that in there as a backup, maybe. Actually, we'll do this one. Okay, just in case. And then we'll go apply. Now we need to select our miner. I think that, I want to say that either Mini Z or G Miner are probably, definitely for NVIDIA. I don't know which one is best. I think I have been using Mini Z for Equihash for a while now. Yashnik, chime in over here and let me know, is Mini Z like the recommended one, or is it G Miner now for Aion? Let me know your thoughts on that over there if you can, please, sir. Okay, so yeah, Yashnik's describing that hash rate fluctuation there, so that's good. Thanks for clearing that up there, Yashnik. And Dan the Dane is in here too, and he's got, we're going to do another giveaway, just not tonight, but he's going to be giving away another 1,000 Raven. Super generous dude there, so everybody thank him for being so generous. We'll probably do that maybe Friday night on Fireball Friday, Crypto Fireball Friday, I guess. All right, so let's go in here and check our setup. It's going to pre-fill a lot of the information because the pool was already in HiveOS. So whenever they do that, they add like some default config information over here. So we're going to look at this. I would have to look at this to see what that mode is. Does anybody know off the top of your head what this mode 7 is? Let's go and look, because I did not look this up before. Okay, so you want to use G Miner anyway. But I'll go back. I want to look at what mode 7 is. I know they go back and forth, you know, Mini Z and G Miner, as far as, you know, one of them will improve an algo and be a little bit more efficient, and then the other one will come out with an update and be, you know, more efficient. So I know how that goes. All right, let's go with G Miner, set up miner config. Got all the default stuff in here. Okay, cool. Got the personalization string. Might not need that for your pool though, right? Yashnik, I don't know for sure there. And then we're going to apply changes. And let's go down here. So a lot of that stuff was already filled out for us, which is nice. Makes it easy. Create the flight sheet. Now let's go back to our worker. Put a check mark next to, oh, and I need to show you this here real quick too. I did come in here and go ahead and throw in some default overclock settings, just really generic overclock settings for Equihash 2109 as an overclocking template. You can see it right here. So I just created that before the stream just so that we would not be firing up the rig with crazy, you know, crazy Control F. Use Control F. What's Control F, Serpent? Yeah, so that it has some overclock setting and isn't just stock. Okay, so let's go back to workers. Put a check mark next to Kessel here. You can see it looks like, actually, let's see. Let's check this. Yep, see the update took. Self-upgrade successful, so that's good. Clear that up. So now it's all updated. Should run really well. Go to the rocket. Click the rocket for the flight sheet. Click on the flight sheet that we just created, and then apply. And that'll kick off a restart. And we should see it. I don't know if it does. It just restart the miner? Yeah, it doesn't really. I don't think it restarts the rig. It just throws the miner on there and gets it up and running, I believe. So probably not going to see it like actually restart or anything. All right, so it looks like it took. And we are now just waiting. Now I don't see any overclock settings yet, so I don't know why that overclock template isn't in there yet. So I might have to come in. I might have to tell it to use it. There we go. Oh, I got you. I got you, Serpent. Yeah, I was just kind of blasting through there. I didn't care too much, but you know, it was something that could have been all right to find, I guess. I don't know if it's even on there or not. I quickly looked, I didn't see it. But yeah, I can do the find feature. Hey, what's up, Vistang? If I'm not mistaken, you are the GPU risers guy, right? Vistang? Sounds familiar. Alright, so we've got some hot GPUs. I forgot to turn on the auto fans and all that because this is a brand new rig, so we need to do that. Or a brand new worker in this particular farm here. So let's go over here and do this. And get the fans cranked up here, and they also have default power, so like, you know, as far as our efficiency here is going to be really awful because you see how much power it's drawing. So let's go in here and let's fix this a little bit here. Let's go with a 110 power on all of them just for the heck of it for right now. Calm that down a little bit. Oh, so you're this guy? Need to do like a giveaway or something with those things. I haven't had to use them just yet. I might have to use one though because I've got one GPU in Dagobah that's acting a fool, so I don't know if it's the riser or not. It'll, I think it's going to get cooled down here. The fans just need to fire up. I think it'll be fine here in a few minutes. We'll stay on this for a moment. Probably see the temperatures drop pretty steady here. Get below 70 probably. While we're doing that, we can come over here. Let's go to the pool and check out and see what our worker is actually reporting here. So if we go to my dashboard, we can throw our address in here. Load my wallet data. And then we can see maybe this is old stuff there. It says rigs may take some time to appear in this list. It looks like it is. So I don't know, Yashnik, how long does it normally have to wait here? Hey, what's up, Unknown Crypto? Yeah, I started a little bit late. I started at like 9:40 instead of 9:30. Yeah, they're good. It just, you know, whenever you first do a rig in HiveOS, there's like no configuration like that. It's not default, so it'll cool off. I'm confident. Just takes a little bit. So Yashnik says about 5 minutes before the rig starts showing up in there. Hey, Yashnik. All right, here we go. Looks like it's starting to show up. Yep, there it is. Boom. All right, so we got pending shares, the hash rate, and paid balance, pending balance. Okay, cool. So we're looking good there. All right, so I think we're looking good. See if we got all cooled down over here. Hey, we got one that's giving us a little bit of trouble here, but I think over time it'll cool off. It's a 1080. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of these might need to be repasted by now. It's been quite some time before since I've done that. So they're normally well below. So yeah, it looks like they're struggling a little bit here. So it's something I'd probably have to look at. Maybe even taking a little bit of power out of it and stuff like that, just to get the temps down. But anyway, we are over here posting information about the poker tournament, the AionPool.tech sponsored tournament. That is coming up on Saturday. I figured I would mention it and let you guys know that it's going to be awesome. These guys, I mean, this is crazy because there's so many donations and it's such a great free tournament, free poker tournament to enter to win actual stuff. Hey, thanks so much, Unknown Crypto, for the super chat. I can't read what it says there. I need to have a way of doing that. Oh, for a shot on Friday. Okay, thanks, man. Yeah, so the community's donated all this, and I mean, for a free tournament and having these types of prizes is pretty sick, really sick. So, man, I don't know. Even if you're awful at poker, you should play in this tournament because, or even if you don't even know how to play, because anyone can win. It's a Texas Hold'em tournament, so anyone can win, and that's really clear because Yashnik won the last one. So, you know, we all know that that means that literally anybody can win. So, you know, it is what it is. That's just the way it works. If he can win, anybody can win, so you should play. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. What are we doing? 40 minutes. I'm still going long. I need to get shorter on these streams a little bit. But I did go over like what's going on with the OAN, at least what they're working on right now. So I think that's pretty important. Just knowing like the thing that a project is working on the most while you're supporting it. A lot of us just look at it from a profitability thing. I get that, but I like to point my hash power at projects that are doing great things, and Aion and the OAN are actually the OAN. They probably need to drop the, you know, kind of like Facebook did, right? You know, Facebook used to be the Facebook, and now you got the OAN. Let's just go with OAN. I think it's cleaner, as they said in the movie, right? It's cleaner. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I think we'll probably do... Oh, what did I... Even you. Yes, Dan the Dane, even you can win. So I think that tomorrow there might be a DCA Adventure live stream. I don't think that there is one tonight. I didn't see an alert for that. So anyway, we'll get into it. I will see you guys tomorrow night. I don't know what we'll be covering. It'll probably be Aion related though. Maybe we'll do a different OS, different miner maybe. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll switch it up a little bit. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.